Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you guys again. On this channel, I try to get you guys to start thinking about two streams of income instead of just having one stream of income, which most of us have. And most of us at this point in time are losing with that one stream of income. Life is a lot easier with two streams of income. So that's a mindset I want to try to get you guys to have. So today I want to talk to you about what I would do if I was working at a job that I didn't like and what you have to do in order to get out of there. And this all has to deal with mind shift, okay? You have to shift your mind from employee to entrepreneur. And you can read any book that you want to, and all of them are going to tell you this. It's just about mindset. Jobs, they teach us to think in a group, and right now, you want to start thinking as an individual. What do you want? What do you want out of life? What is it? What kind of business do you want to start? How much money do you want to make? Do you want to travel the world? Stuff like that. You don't want to stop living on a budget and start living the way you want to live. The first thing I would do if I was working at a job I didn't like is isolate myself. I would stop talking to the coworkers because they didn't really know anything about starting a business. They're all employees, and there's nothing wrong with being an employee if that's where you want to be. If that's where you want to be, that's fine. But there's a lot of people that I used to work with that used to complain about being an employee. I was one of them, which is why I left. But not everybody gets up and leaves. Most people just stick around until the end, but they're just bitter about, the company not paying them enough money, the hours they got to work, the times they got to be there, not getting a lunch break on time. If you want to avoid all that, you need to become an entrepreneur. And if you understand what I'm saying, then you're the one I'm talking to. So you want to isolate yourself. I'm not saying lock yourself up in a bedroom or anything or in the house, but you want to stop talking to certain individuals, people who aren't doing what it is that you want to do. You want to find people who are like-minded, people who are going to encourage you to move forward with your idea instead of staying back where you are. Because there's a lot of people that are going to tell you, oh, you're going to quit your job in this economy and move on to something else. And are you sure you know what you're doing? And that's too risky. But you know, life should be, you shouldn't be thinking about risks when it comes to your life. Time is the most important commodity that we have on this planet, and one day our time is going to run out. So you need to live your life the way you want to live your life and stop living your life the way people think you should live your life, which is what jobs teach us to do. Like I said, they teach us to think in groups and not as individuals. So my job is to get you guys to start thinking as individuals. What do you want out of life? So isolate yourself and stop talking to the people who aren't going to encourage you to do what it is you want to do. One of my favorite sayings is don't talk to your barber about how to fly an airplane. Okay. He doesn't know how to fly an airplane. So don't talk to your coworkers about how to start a job because they're employees. They don't know how to start a career anyway outside of that job. So don't talk to them about how to start your new career, your new entrepreneurship, because they don't know how to do it. And most of them aren't going to encourage you anyway. They're going to start talking about, being at that job until you're 63 years old and getting Social Security and stuff like that. So, if you want to move on, you got to stop talking to those people, okay? The second thing I would do is educate myself. I would get books like, don't quit type of books, what's the word I'm thinking of here? Self-help books, how to, motivational books. These are really good books and they help you out in a lot of ways. And what's really important is that you find, and YouTube can help you out with this too, okay? Like, everybody knows about Tony Robbins and David Goggins and those motivational speakers. But it's all about finding the one that you connect with. You have to find the one that you connect with, because not everybody's going to connect with, Tony Robbins, even though he's like the biggest one out there. Not everybody's going to connect with him. So make sure you find somebody you connect with and roll with him. But they do help you out a lot, is because you want to, when you start your new career, you want to have that no quit mentality before you start your new venture. Because if you don't already have that no quit mentality, when things get rough, you're going to quit. And we don't want you to quit. We want you to stick with it. So listen to those books. And also, and I'm gonna put a list of the books here that I think you guys would be helpful for you guys, like Think and Grow Rich, Psycho Cybernetics, um, Never Split the Difference. Good books, and these are mindset books. You know, we have to shift our mindset into understanding why we think the way we think. You know, because I think we shut this down, you know, as adults. We don't think about why we think about the things we think. You know, why do I think about not being here and I'm still here? You know, you have to start thinking about that. And those books will help you answer those questions. Okay. So that's the second thing I would do. The third thing I would do is ask myself what it is I really want to do in life. You know, most of us are naturally good at something, some of us aren't. Some of us have an idea on what we want to do, some of us don't. So you have to ask yourself questions like, what is it I really want to do? What is it that is going to bring me joy? It's going to bring me, you know, whether it brings you a lot of money or not, just do the things that are going to make you happy about what it is you're doing. You know, that's really important. And the money will follow after that. But you have to find what it is that makes you happy, you know, what it is that makes you thrive. So ask yourself those questions because a lot of us don't know what we want to do. I've spoke to numerous people, and a lot of people don't have an idea on what it is they really want to do in life, but they know they want to do something else. So it's important to ask yourself those questions, have that conversation with yourself. What it is I want to do. It might take a little while for that answer to come to you, but you ask, it will come to you. You will figure this out. So that's the third thing I would do. The fourth thing I would do is work on this while you're still working at your job. Start your new venture while you're still working at your job. Therefore, if you don't like it, you can quit and move on to something else. But you still have that income coming in from your 9 to 5 job. So it's not setting you back. You know, you don't want to quit your job and then you start your new entrepreneurship and then find out it was the wrong entrepreneurship for you, or maybe you have to go back and rewire some things, do things, you did things wrong the first time, you got to go back and do it right the second time. At least you still have that money coming in. And we always talk about two streams of income on this channel anyway. So quitting one stream of income for another one, that's not something we want to do right off the bat. Roll with those two streams of income for a little while and see how you like your new entrepreneurship before you quit your 9 to 5. Okay. So that's my topic for today, is about that mindset. This is a short video, but it's a powerful video. And I hope you guys uh, understand what it is I'm talking about. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And I hope to see you guys at the next video.